Hello everybody, it's Techno here. Today I'm going to show you a super fast way of farming Mega Shards in Pokemon Legends ZA. You can start off first by visiting Quasartico Inc, and there's something I want to bring to your attention before we do this. If you go to your other items and check your Mega Shards, this number will cap out at 999. That means if I go break any Mega Shard clusters at this point, I will not receive any Mega Shards additionally, even though it tells you you are. So if you get to 999 or close to it, I recommend spending them right away, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. But also, I recommend having the pink Canary plush. Any form of this plush will do, but obviously the highest one will be best because that increases the amount of Mega Shards per cluster you destroy. So with that in mind, we're going to go inside of Quasartico, and I'm going to take my own advice and go exchange those Mega Shards. Now, the Mega Shards basically are a currency of buying Mega Stones here and here only. That's the only purpose they serve, as well as some of these other items that are on this list. But for all the Mega Stones, you probably need somewhere close to 6,000 Mega Shards. So obviously, it's going to take a little while to get to that number here. The reason why I want you to know this is because we are about to do a Mega Shard loop. We're going to hunt this loop over and over again, and I'm going to show you some of the hottest spots to pick them up. So immediately leave Quasartico, and I recommend bringing a flying type Pokemon. It doesn't have to be high level or anything like that. Talonflame or Pidgeot are great examples of a Pokemon like this. You're going to go down this aisleway here, and you'll see this little cluster on the corner. That is, I call that my indicator cluster, and I'll explain to you what that means in just a moment. But if you come down here in this alleyway, you'll see that this wall is absolutely infested with Mega Shard clusters. So go ahead and break them all. Right now, these are all small Mega Stone clusters, which will give you somewhere between 5 and 7. But there are also big Mega Stone clusters at times, which will give you like up to 17. As you can see, just from this small little area, I gained like 120 Mega Shards, so that is really good. Now we're going to continue the loop by going to our next spot, which is our good old-fashioned Hotel Z. And once you fly on over to Hotel Z, we're going to make our way up the ladder in the, I guess, backyard of the hotel. This one is less of an infested area, but more of an infested path. So go ahead and jump off this main ledge, and this one cluster on our right is going to be our indicator cluster as well. And again, I'll tell you what that means in just a moment. So we're going to go down this line here and just kind of follow the designated path, breaking every cluster we see along the way. Again, these are all small ones, which means we are not going to be earning much more than 7 for each one, but they add up quick when you're hitting so many at the same time. What I like about Talonflame is Flame Wheel can sometimes hit like 3 or 4 in a row. And at the end of this pathway here, there might be a large cluster on that chimney, but in this case, there isn't. Now, our next stop in the loop here is Racine Construction, and if you've been collecting colorful screws throughout your playthrough, you can exchange them with this gentleman outside and get those pink Canary plushes that way. Again, that increases the amount of shards you get per cluster you destroy. Now, from the Racine Construction, you're actually going to head clockwise around Lumio City and go up this elevator, which may or may not be blocked depending on a certain quest. So if you can't do this one yet, just skip to the next one here. But this is an infested rooftop, which shouldn't take you very long to break through all of them. And when you do, that will be another 100 or so Mega Shards for the bank. Now we're going to go ahead and fly to our 4th location out of 5. This is Magenta Pokemon Center here. And this one is, we're going to like kind of go towards the center, like head towards the Prism Tower. And you'll see another elevator here that'll take you to the rooftop. And then on our right, you're going to see a small bridge, and this little tiny rooftop that has a little bit of grass also has some tiny bit of clusters here. So go ahead and break these, but this is not the main attraction. This is just a stop along the way. And again, Flame Wheel is nice because it will hit a bunch in a row. But you'll need to jump and Rotom Glide to this next house over here. And we're going to go ahead and see like how there's like a nice little bundle of clusters here. Again, sometimes this will be absolutely beefed out with some gigantic clusters, and those add up super quick. Now, as soon as you break all of those there, you can go up the ladder, and there's a few others on this roof sometimes, as well as the wall right there will often have a large cluster again. Now we're going to go to our 5th and final stop in the loop, which is the Centrico Pokemon Center here. And we're going to do a stop along the way to our location. We're going to go up the main road here that leads you This is Hibernal Avenue. We're going to go all the way up, and on our left, we're going to see a restaurant over here. It's the black entrance right here. So go ahead and go near it, and you'll see Restaurant Le Wow. We're just gonna stand in front of it so we get access to that fly point if you didn't have it already. And then from Restaurant Le Wow, we can go up the staircase and make our way to this Racine Construction obstacle course. This is the Dratini path that I like to follow. So I'm quite used to this path because I did a lot of testing for that video. But basically, you're just going to go up the obstacle course by going up 3 sets of ladders, and that's it. And once you're on this rooftop here, on our immediate left, you'll see that there's a little space between the building and the fence, and you can kind of like edge out the building. And you're just going to run off the cliff and spam the A button. Just run right off and spam the A button. That shall Rotom glide across the buildings. And this will be where the Dratini and Alpha Flabebe spawn. There are some Mega Clusters here, Mega Shard clusters that are kind of everywhere. And again, a lot of these are often very large. So you see here I have some big ones. You see that one on the corner of the house is really big. But once you clear this out, we are finished with our loop, and now we're going to close the loop by returning back to Quasartico Incorporated once again. And now you can probably imagine what we're going to do. We're going to spend our Mega Shards that we just earned. So remember, I started this with like 30 or something, and now after a full loop, which took 6.5 minutes, I'm now at 485. So I got 450 in about 6.5 minutes. Pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and buy them, so I can't buy any more, and I'm back to 5 Mega Shards, and we're going to do the loop again. I think it alternates. I'm not going to say for sure, but I think it alternates if you have the big clusters or the small clusters. And you can't force these clusters to respawn. They respawn with time. And that's why we follow this loop, because now we're going to go back to this first zone, and you'll see that indicator one that I always told you about. If that is here, that means your clusters have respawned, and that's why I call it the indicator cluster. Because look at this. They're on the wall, and look how many large ones this time. It's huge. Break through them, then we go to our second one, and again, you can check the indicator to see if they spawned along the way. And look, there's another big one. You know, it adds up really quick. When you see the big ones, you can get like 200 per stop. So we go to our stop 3, which is the Racine Construction rooftop. Go ahead and clear out that rooftop here. Again, super, super big ones everywhere, which is a really nice benefit. Then we're going to go to our 4th one, which is the Magenta Pokemon Center rooftop. You can clear out these big ones here. And then lastly, the Dratini stop again, which is the most time consuming to get to, but it's worth going to because, again, it's got a lot in one spot. And then you can see when I come back, I had 5. Remember, I had only 5. And now I have 591. So that time I got almost 600. So this is the best way of doing it. If my averaging math is accurate, it ends up being about 3,000 Mega Shards per 1 hour. So if you do this for 2 hours, you should have enough Mega Shards to buy every single Mega Stone available. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's my guide to getting Mega Shards as fast as possible in Pokemon Legends CA. And of course, if you're interested in more free-of-fluff video guides like this one, go ahead and click the playlist that's on screen now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, Techno's out.